respected Vidushis, Srimati Leela ji, Dr. Meera Rajaram Pranesh, the esteemed artists, including the beautiful ensemble that we saw today, and to all the Kalabhimanis and Rasikas in the audience. Yellarigu Namaskara. It is, all of us were, I think, rendered speechless because we were taken back about 100 years. Only our imagination and creativity had to be given wings to take us to the court of Mysore, and on that Ratna Khachita Simhasana, Karnataka Ratna Simhasana, to see Aneka Birudankita Nalvadi Krishnarajendra, who, as was mentioned right at the beginning, was, as Mahatma Gandhi had said, Rajarshi, and also Paul Brunton called him a philosopher king. This was not something that was just, an epithet given to him or a eulogy given to him, but it was something that he lived through his example. And I heartily congratulate the artists for bringing a theme-based, performance recital today, which celebrates a much forgotten, not so much remembered, king of our times. Today in Karnataka, if our culture, ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಡು ನುಡಿ ಭಾಷೆ ಧರ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ all these things, if it has to survive, if it still survives despite all the onslaughts over the centuries, the biggest contribution for that is from the Wodeyar family. And it is extremely sad that we do not give that family the due that it deserves. It is very sad that even today, I think the royal family fights numerous, legal battles in court, whereas we owe a huge debt of gratitude to them. Rudyard Kipling had once said that, destiny, providence provided a Maharaja to give mankind a spectacle. That may have been true of many of the other kings of the time who were just vassals of the British Raj, just did what the British asked them to do. But in the case of Mysore under the Wodeyars, particularly after the restitution, post Tipu Sultan, you had Mummadi Krishnarajendra Wodeyar, then you had Chamarajendra Wodeyar the 10th, Nalvadi, whose glorious, almost close to half a century rule, which ushered glory in all ways for Mysore, and of course the last king Jaichamaraj Wodeyar. These four rulers, I think the contribution that they have done to this state, the making of modern Karnataka in many ways, I think more and more that is said about it, it will be less. Now, particularly about Nalvadi, even Jaichamaraj Wodeyar somehow keeps getting invoked through, because he was also an artist. He composed 97 kritis, a western pianist and all of that. So artists keep his memory alive, but somehow I think Nalvadi Krishnarajendra Wodeyar escapes that memory from the artist community, whereas it was he who laid the foundations for an all-round development of Mysore. I'm sure Dr. Meera Rajaram, who's a world-renowned expert on the contribution of the Mysore court to dance and music, will speak about that in much detail. But as a historian, I'd like to draw your attention that we are not just paying homilies to this man. In those 46 years, Mysore saw progress on all fronts. Just see the number of firsts to Mysore's credit, which is not acknowledged. Bangalore, our city, becomes the first city in the whole of India to be electrified in 1905. And this was thanks to the Shivanasamudra hydroelectric project, which was India's first and largest hydroelectric plant for long distance transmission of power. It may have started to, for the KGF gold mines to get, electricity there, but we were beneficiaries of that. Now, to this day, we in Bengaluru, we are, beneficiaries of the Hesarghatta or the Tippagondanhalli, reservoir. The Krishnarajasagar Dam, when it was completed in 1931, it created the largest man-made lake and water reservoir in the whole of Asia, and second largest in the whole world after the Aswan Dam across the river Nile in Egypt. I'll talk a little bit more about the KRS Dam in a minute, but numerous things they were mentioned. Lot of industrialization, the Bhadravati iron and ore, the sandalwood, the Mysore silk that I think all of us are wearing in different forms. Numerous such things. The State Bank of Mysore, the Mysore, Commerce, department, which the illustrious divans under his, leadership, whether it was Bharat Ratna Sir M. Vishweshwaraya or Sir Mirza Ismail, all that they brought to the state of Karnataka, I think these are words that need to be written in golden letters in the annals of our state. The first province in the whole country to adopt a representative system of government through the Praja Pratinidhi Sabhe, which began under his father Chamraj Wodeyar, and he made it a bicameral legislature by also having a legislative council in 1907. The first province in the whole country to have extend franchise to women also getting the voting rights. Special schools being set up for women's education, the first province to have reservations for depressed classes in government postings, the first province in the whole country to have animal husbandry and even family planning schemes that were launched. All that was the visionary rule of this Rajarshi. So that word Rajarshi is not simply given to this man. I will conclude with just two important episodes which I think we in Bangalore, in India, we have a phenomenon known as historical amnesia. We do not remember important things. So just to bring that to your attention, just two incidents. One is related to the Krishnarajendra Dam, which I mentioned. So though Mysore was, a subservient state of the British Raj, the plans that were drawn initially for the Krishnarajendra Dam, they were supposed to be very inimical to the farmers in the Mysore, Mandya, southern Karnataka region. Though it was a subservient state, the Maharaja rejected the proposals, and a lot of back and forth happened for this. And later on, the final project proposals come to the court. Now it so happens that the budget for this project at that time was about 2.5 crores rupees at that time. Now that much exceeded even the state budget apparently. Today you will not even get a 2 BHK flat, I think, in Bangalore for that rate, but that was the state exchequer at that time. Now, since the new project plan was something that was beneficial to the people of the state, particularly the farmers in the southern Karnataka belt, the royal family comes up with such an ingenious method. All the jewels, the golden, plates, vessels, ornaments are all collected and pawned in Mumbai at competitive rates to raise the seed capital for this particular dam. Now, tell me how many royal families of that time would actually indulge in this kind of selfless service to their people. So the Bhupala that the musicians were, repeatedly addressing him as, I think that sits very correctly on this Maharaja. The other incident is the establishment of the Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore. Now, in 1902, you had the Royal Society in London, sending Sir William Ramsay to come and do a survey of all of India to establish an Institute of Excellence in Science in this country. Now, this committee comes, they look at all the places, and at that time, I know it's politically incorrect to say that today, but at that time, Bangalore had one of the best infrastructures in the country. It also had a good weather, nice people, which I'm sure continue to be so, despite our best efforts to spoil that. And so they wanted to establish it in Bangalore. Right at that time, there was a competitive bid that came from Roorkee to establish this. Now, at that time, seizing opportunity for this, the mother of, Nalvadi Krishnarajendra, who was the regent queen, Maharani Vani Vilasa, Kempananjamani Vani Vilasa Sannidhana, she seizes opportunity in this. She was not a very educated lady herself, but she knew that this was something that was important for the state. And so she gives readily about 371 acres of land in Bangalore and 50,000 rupees as an annual grant to the IIS, to the society. And so that is what led to the foundation of the Indian Institute of Science. And that had spiraling effects. You had Bangalore emerging later as, the HAL being formed here, ISRO, science, technology, thinkers, and much later the IT revolution that came to our city. So even the foundations of that, the science and technology that we so pride, about, were also the contributions of the Wodeyars of Mysore, particularly Nalvadi and his enlightened rule. I heartily congratulate Akashji, to all the musicians, all the artists, for taking this trouble to bring the memory of Nalvadi Krishnaraj Wodeyar amidst us. And as I said, there can be so much that can be said about this royal family, and least we can do as a state is to owe our thanks to them. Thank you once again for inviting me today. It's a great honor and a pleasure to be here amidst you. Thank you.